Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Noki, and on this channel I share ideas on how you can make and save money, ways in which you can create wealth for your family. So on today's video I'm going to be sharing with you ways in which you can increase your credit score. I know that it kind of sounds a bit contradictory to what I normally share on my channel, but there's a reason why I'm sharing, because I know most of you, after seeing the content that I've been posting lately, you're going to get back to me and ask me a gazillion of questions. So I want to give you options. So on today's video I want to share with you a way in which you can increase your credit score without necessarily getting into debt. Yes, it is possible that you can increase your credit score without really getting into debt, and there's one sure way of doing that. And somebody may ask, why should I increase my credit score? This is for those people who may want to buy a house maybe in the next couple of years, in the next few years, and they are not able to buy it in cash. And with that being said, I'll also give you ideas, an idea at the end on how you can really get a mortgage without necessarily having credit. So you want to stay tuned to the end so that you get these ideas. So the way that you can increase your credit score for those people who insist on increasing their credit score without necessarily getting into debt is getting what is called a secured credit card. A secured credit card is a credit card in which you prepay. You really putting money in that card and using the money that you have. And this way you still can increase your credit score without necessarily getting into debt. If you are in the US of A, you can log on to bankrate.com. Is it called bankrate.com? Yes, you can log on to a website called bankrate.com, and on that same website you can get banks that issue a secured credit card. You can also check with your bank. They may be able to give you an option to have a secured credit card in which you are going to prepay. You're going to put money into that card, and you only use the cash that is available in that card that you would have deposited yourself. So this is a sure way of having a credit card that is prepaid, the money that belongs to you that you put in that card, and that also gets reported to. So you can start off maybe by adding $200 or $250 and use it to pay maybe small bills, something that is recurring, that doesn't cost you a lot, something that you have to pay for every month. Maybe a part of a utility bill, or a utility bill that doesn't really cost you much, maybe something like $20 or less, and put it on auto pay, so that every month there's some kind of transaction going on to show the credit card company and the credit reporting companies, agencies, that you are actually using a credit card. But the difference is that credit card has money that you yourself has put in. So you can start off with one, maybe have one or two, because at times they insist on you having some kind of credit history, not only credit history but the number of cards that you have. So you can start with one and maybe have two and have them as secured cards. This way you can grow your credit without necessarily getting into debt. This also is going to work for those people who may be looking for jobs in a financial institution or a financial agency that requires that you have good credit. So you can use that to prove and to show that you do actually have some kind of credit. Though I still insist on getting out of debt, but this is for those of you who insist on having a credit score or increasing their credit score. Because what happens if you are completely out of debt and you don't have any kind of revolving debt is your credit score eventually is going to show as undetermined. An undetermined credit score, it shows that somebody does not have any kind of credit, and that happens to people who have paid off their debt and they have been out of debt for a very, very long time. They've decided not to be making the banks rich whatsoever. So that's a way of making sure that you get out and stay out of debt. And when you see that your credit score says undetermined, that it means you've been out of debt for quite some time. Okay, now for those people who may want to buy a home and they do not have any credit, there's a way that you can do that. You can look up companies that do manual underwriting. There are some companies that offer what is called manual underwriting. Say you want to buy a home and your credit score is undetermined. You can look up those companies. I know a couple of companies for sure. You can look up a company called Churchill Mortgage or Fellowship Home Loans. Contact those companies. They are actually Christian-owned mortgage companies that do understand the process of manual underwriting, because they deal with people who do not have any credit, because that's the lifestyle that they've chosen to get out and stay out of debt. So they will do a process that's called manual underwriting. If you are going to use manual underwriting, you have to make sure that you've been paying your bills on time for at least 12 months. When you go to one of these companies for the manual underwriting process, you'll need to provide them with your bank statements, with your pay stubs, and with those utility bills that you've been paying on time, proof of payment. And this process, of course, will take a little bit longer than the other process, but it is well worth it, because you can still get a mortgage using the process that's called manual underwriting. If you are going to use the manual underwriting process, make sure that you have enough money to put down as deposit for your house, because the higher the deposit that you put down, the less mortgage you'll be paying every month. So you want to make sure that you have at least 20% down. Please don't buy into the zero down deposit, because if you do not put anything down, what it says for me, actually it tells me that you cannot afford the house, because why would you buy a house and not put anything down if you can afford it? And once you go for those zero down traps, you are going to have a higher monthly mortgage each and every month. And if at all possible, if you really have your finances in order and you have your down payment of between 10 and 20%, go for a 15-year fixed mortgage if you can. However, if you cannot go for a 15-year fixed mortgage, you can still take that 30-year, but treat it as a 15-year mortgage by making at least 2 payments per month. The second payment, make sure that when you make that payment, you contact your bank or whoever you're paying the mortgage to and tell them that you want the second payment to go towards the principal. Because what's gonna happen if you don't tell them that you want the whole check amount to go towards the principal, they are going to put it towards the escrow account, and you don't want that. To make sure that that second payment goes towards completely goes towards the principal. Because you know what happens whenever you're making that monthly payment, say you are making 1 payment a month, most of what you are paying goes towards the interest of the loan. So you want to make sure that when you make 2 payments, the second payment fully goes towards the principal. I'm definitely going to go into detail about this process at a later time, but today I thought I'll just stop by here and just give somebody an idea that you can still grow your credit without necessarily getting into debt by getting a secured credit card in which you would have deposited the money, whatever amount of money you would have deposited on that card. That is going to be your credit limit, and that is exactly the amount that you are going to be using just to create that activity and to make sure that the bank reports to the credit card bureaus that you are actually a responsible person who pays their bills, and you can maintain and manage your finances. With that being said, just let me know if you've ever used a secured credit card before. Yes, I have. I think when I first came to the US, that's the card that I went for. Yeah, just sound off in the comments below and tell me if you are going to use a secured credit card. Where are you in this financial freedom process? I hope you are on your way to gaining your financial freedom if you are not there already. And look out for my next videos where I'll be sharing with you ways in which you can make money, whether it's a side hustle or a full-time business that you can do in the comfort of your home. With that being said, thank you so very much, my friends. Remember to click the like button. It is totally free, and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to share this video with somebody. You know, a lot of people can really benefit from this kind of information. With that being said, remember to do small things with great love. From my heart to yours. Bye bye.